And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Welcome to yet another game review by your boy, Big Aaron, also known as the True Master Son. Anyway, I just got finished with Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I know I'm about 2 years late on the game, but I couldn't honestly remember if I had played it recently or not, so I decided to get into it, and I really enjoyed the game. I love a good adventure game. I'm a huge fan of the Uncharted series, and this game, it pulled me right in. You can definitely immerse yourself into the character as Lara Croft, and I thought that the game was absolutely amazing. I'm not one on giving any game a perfect 10 out of 10. We'll give it another 8.5. I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. You could definitely... I felt myself drawn into the character of the game. The story was... I guess average. I've played so many different single-player adventure-type RPG games. I think I'm sort of getting immune to the storylines, except this, and well, I can't say that. If you want a good storyline, you should play some Dragon's Age. Or, I mean, The Witcher was okay, but it was more along the lines of this. Dragon's Age was huge, big story, lots of lore, pretty good. But Shadow of the Tomb Raider is definitely, if you haven't played it, I'm going to tell you right now before we get into the meat of the review that it is definitely worth playing. Go grab it. It was a good game. But for the sake of doing my reviews the way I like to do them, I'm going to get into a little bit of the game itself. And pretty much to end that music, because I've been listening to it for like the past week straight while playing the game. And the music is, the music's cool. I mean, it fits the game. Spoiler alert right now, if you're looking at that eclipse and you're playing the game, you already know that that means you're way further on in the game. You don't get that screenshot there and on the load screen until you pass a certain point, the point of no return. I think it's the point of no return when you get that. It may be a little bit before that, but you're not going to see that until you get further on in the game, and you'll understand if you've played the game, or if you're going to play the game, you'll understand why there's an eclipse when you get there. I'll tell you what, folks. I should have just started it off. Okay, we're good. We're about to go in. I should have started it off with it already here, but whatever. I just don't like people having to sit through the load screen with me. But we will all, if we can afford the newer gen systems that are coming out this holiday 2020, we won't have to worry about them load screens anymore. So what I would like to get into a little bit first is this little I think it's over here. Wait, let me see. Is it? No, wait. Oh, it's right here. If you haven't subscribed, you want to click this little icon right here that I made myself. I want to tell you to subscribe to the channel. If you're into gaming, this is the place for you. I haven't done a gaming news show in a little bit, but I'm going to get back to those just because I've been doing a lot of streaming and playing a lot of cool games, and I want to do reviews, and I do reviews as well, and I wanted to get caught up on some game reviews. So I do gaming news, I do game reviews, I do let's plays / walkthroughs, if that's what you want to call them. It's more of a let's play. And that's all I've been focused on for now. But I'm going to, branch out and get into different stuff as time goes on and I grow as a content creator. I will get into more stuff. So come in and hang out with your boy on a stream. Wait, oh, there it is. Oh, right there. Subscribe. Click that little doodad right in the corner there. I sound like a boomer now, don't I? And click the notification bell while you're at it so you can be updated when I go live or post my new stuff. Also, check me out on Twitch. It is twitch.tv TruMasterson, True Masterson without the true. You can also follow me on Twitter at MastersonTrue. You can also check me out on Instagram, and you can check me out on my personal Facebook or the True Masterson Gaming Facebook page, which doesn't have a lot on it yet, but that's more work I need to do later. And those are all linked on my page here. So follow me everywhere, and let's get into this review. Alright, first thing I'd like to talk a little bit about is the gameplay itself. We are going to head outside of this cave, just so you could see the beauty of the graphics, which, I mean, you can even sort of see it in the cave. It's a little dark coming through my Streamlabs. So we're going to go out into the light, and you can just take a look at the absolute beauty of this game. And I am definitely not talking about this guy's cheeks. Not talking about the cheeks there. But that's beautiful too. Alright. Now, as you can see, the game is pretty visually awesome, in my opinion. For a game that's 2 years old, we're in 2020 now, and I've just recently played this game. And you could take a look at the graphics, and they are pretty copacetic. Now, yeah, I know, I wanted to get down here. The world is very immersive. All of the different areas that you traverse intertwine and wrap with one another, and it's pretty cool. In this game, you are able to swim, of course, being a Tomb Raider, which is pretty awesome. I don't like games where it's all on land and you die if you go in the water. But you will find a lot of different things under the water as well. And it just adds a whole nother dimension to the gameplay, which I can appreciate. Early on in the game, stealth, actually the whole way through the game, stealth really comes in handy, and you can do certain things. Now you see how I turn on my survival instincts, and I can see that this tree is able to be climbed. So I can get up there, and then there's a lot of climbing and traversing in this game, which I really like. I actually played Prince of Persia a long time ago, and there was a lot of, on PC actually, many years ago. And it was the first game that I played that was like this, where you had a lot of climbing and obstacles and sort of like puzzles to make it through as you were going. And this game has a lot of, like, a puzzle by climbing is what I'm saying. This game does have a lot of that, and a lot of acrobatic type climbing, and I can't say enough about it. I really enjoy a game where you can really get all over each board, you know what I mean, into areas that you didn't expect that you could. Lots of crafting materials in this game as well. I'm glad I have the camera on the right side for this one. If you look down in the lower, I don't know what side it's going to end up once I produce the video, but you guys can see it. You have wood, feathers, cloth. You have your health resources, 2 types or 3 types of potions, black powder, scrap metal, fat, regular hide off of any regular animal you hunt, jaguar, eagle, condor, then gold, then jade, then these are your special animals, the one with the little stars around them over there. You've got your special, it's like a guinea pig looking thing, I forget the name of it. You've got your special black wolf, you've got your emperor's cheetah, and then you have two bugs, a beetle and a spider there. The last 2 on the list over there in the inventory that you can make poisons out of for your arrows, which are pretty cool. One is a fear and one is a poison. And the fear, anybody who's played a game like this before knows that the fear poison will have enemies take one another out, which is quite helpful in the game. As far as the size of the game and what you'll be getting into, this is where you start off. You can see it lit up there. Let me get the cursor out of the way. And if we dive in, it's sort of linear in the play. But once you go through it once, you can always go back through it. But it's sort of a linear open world, if that helps. You start in one area and you work your way down through, and so on and so forth. And you'll see there's a couple collectibles and things that I didn't get because I just wanted to experience the game. I am personally not a person that likes to platinum games and go back in and dig into every little thing and try to get every little collectible. That may change in the future, and I may start doing some walkthroughs like that to where I really dig into a game, find everything, and do a walkthrough on each part, but we'll see in the future. But you could see that just in this first little area, there is a pretty big I don't want to back the whole way out. Hold on. I apologize. Anyway, you could see in this area here, this is the area that you start out in, as if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you start out here, you go through a sequence of events, you end up down in this area, you work your way into this area here, and then so on and so forth down to here. Now, it looks a little bit small when I'm looking at it from this perspective. I grant you that. But I am telling you right now, this game is, if you take your time with it, you're looking at a good number of hours. Definitely. It's definitely a meaty game that is worth getting into if you want to spend some time playing a good adventure game. Definitely. As I said, it's pretty linear, but you aren't necessarily stuck in that straight line to travel. Once you go so far, you can branch off slightly, and you can go back to other places and revisit them to do collectibles. These little teepees here are your base camps you find, which are a little fireplace, a little campfire rather. Definitely, if you haven't played the game and you're going to play this, go to every one you find because they help you traverse the game later on, like most games like this. You want to go to all your... They're like a save point as well. Unlike Jedi, thankfully, which is the last game I did a review on, enemies do not respawn after you visit a save point, thank God. There are a lot... well, let me say... There are tombs that you can visit, traverse through, do puzzles, figure things out, and get a reward. And there are also crypts. And the crypts are more of a local legend type thing that you end up going into. And you do get some collectibles or consumables, but not like you get in... the tombs. In the tombs, you actually get to unlock, and I am no longer by the campfire. I guess I should have stayed. You also, you get an unlockable skill on your skill tree. That is something else I need to get into, and I am going to head to this base camp right here to show you. The skill tree is quite immense. It is a very large skill tree. But the thing of it is, some of the skills unlock as you progress through the story. I don't even think I have all of them yet. Your skill tree is right here. It starts in the middle. You have Warrior, which is red. You have Scavenger, which is green. And you have Seeker, which is blue. They all sort of intertwine, and there are certain skills, in Seeker that sort of intertwine with the Warrior or the Scavenger, and etc. and so on and so forth. There are certain skills in Scavenger that intertwine with these, and so on and so forth. but you get a lot of cool skills to upgrade in your warrior. You see resist damage from enemies for a short period of time after healing wounds in combat. So after you use a health plant, you can resist a little bit of damage. Reduce damage when falling from heights, which is how I jumped off of that cliff without dying. Never slip when grabbing ledges. Very early on in the game, if you choose to play, you will jump for a ledge, grab it, and you will slip it first and have a prompt. You'll have to hit a button to not fall completely. And as you can see here, challenge tomb reward. So when you go to a challenge tomb and make it the whole way through to the end, that will unlock certain skills. Other ones you just unlock as you get experience points and earn skill points to spend. And as I said, you could see there are a crap ton of skills to unlock to make your game a lot more interesting, as well as easier to play and give you some cool tools to mess with your enemies with. Alright. And while we're here, of course you have your fast travel from here, and then once you unlock any base camp, which you could see just in this area, there are a lot of them, and it will show you if there is a tomb. I think that's a tomb or a crypt that you haven't my apologies, my clumsy thumbs today. A tomb or a crypt that is the base camp is within, I think. But it doesn't show you everything on the map from this point, and it will not show you everything on the map. Or will it? No, it won't show you everything on the map when you go to fast travel. Besides your fast travel points and a few other merchant, monolith, and that's a monolith that you haven't already deciphered, and crypts or tombs, but that's it. It won't show you everything else on the map. Okay, that's just when going to fast travel. If you get into the regular map, you can choose what to have on it, what to not have on it, if you're searching for certain things or whatever. We're going to get into our inventory menu, and we're going to start with the weapons. You start off with this bow right here. It's pretty average, but upgradable. Okay, you get certain levels of upgrades, as you can see, to use with this bow. And you have your damage. This will upgrade the damage of the bow. This will upgrade the rate of fire for the bow. This will upgrade the draw speed for the bow, and this will upgrade the amount of time that you can hold the bow back in full draw. Okay, I don't know if I have them all. I think I may, but I may not too. I don't know. These are the bows that I've come across and either got as rewards or somebody has given them to me for completing a task. And it's going to be one of your main weapons in the game, although I choose stealth. I like to play a stealthy game where I can sneak up on enemies and take my time doing so, or try to anyway. So the bow is one of my main weapons. If you're a run and gun type of person, you do get guns, handguns, rifles, and shotguns to if you're a run and gun type person. But I'm going to tell you right now, you only start off with the bow, then you eventually get a handgun, and then you eventually get some sort of rifle, and then you eventually come across a shotgun. In merchant stalls as well, they sort of follow suit. Earlier merchant stalls, you won't find many weapons, and then the next, as you get further into the story, you'll find a little more. And then as you get further into the story even more, you'll find a little more weaponry. So as I said, you start off with just the bow. Or you may start off with nothing. Yeah, you start off with absolutely nothing, but you come across everything shortly on in the game and get everything. You get your bow, and then you have to get your axes for climbing, your knife, and you'll have to upgrade it to get into certain doors, as well as you can only get into certain doors by blowing them away with the shotgun, as well as your rope. It is for firing a rope arrow type deal to climb between 2 points. Later on in the game, you will get climbing stuff for your feet, which enables you to go on rock faces that are pretty much like ceilings overhead. You will later on get a rappel wire, which you can use your axe to stick into certain things, your climbing axe, and use that as a rope to rappel down. Lockpicks, which are only for unlocking certain treasure chests. They don't work for anything else in the game but that. And modern military rope climbing device is for pulling certain other type of doors open, and that's the only way you can get them open with this device. And just like the weapons, all of this stuff you get as you get further into the game. You'll get this, then this, then this, then this, then that, and not in that order per se, but you will only be able to access certain points of the game once you get so far into the game. But those access points will be way early on in the game, so if you choose to go back, you're going to have to go the whole way back to the beginning to get into certain doors, because you didn't have the equipment until you got further on into the storyline. Me personally, as I said, I did not get into a bunch of this because I just wanted to experience the game, wanted to play it, and get it over with. I did waste some time roaming around some of the bigger areas looking for things, just having some fun. I was tired. I was falling asleep while streaming, which is pretty normal for me because of the schedule I attempt to keep. But as I said, I didn't really go balls deep into the game and really try to explore every single corner, but I did mess around with it a little bit, and it can be super fun. But like I said, you're gonna come across the door, and it'll glow when you use your survival instincts, and you're gonna be like, how the hell do I get in here? If you can't figure out how to get into it, that means you have to progress through the story until you find the merchant, or the reward is given to you to be able to open some of these doors up. And also, in your inventory, you get certain costumes. You can see here I have this one, and you can't really see the bottom part of it completely from what I can see, but the upper gives you certain benefits, and the lower gives you certain benefits. Yeah, like this one. This one I have on currently, Yahweh's Battle Tunic. Leopard pelt and hide tunic worn by Yaskar Yahweh, a mighty jaguar warrior, increases duration of endurance. Herb effects, requires Heart of Jaguar skill. So you have to have that skill unlocked in your skill tree, and it will lengthen the amount of those potions, we'll call, that you take. The lower, these wooden greaves worn by Yaskar Yahweh, a mighty jaguar warrior. Waxed exterior and cleats provide extra protection against fire and knockdowns, and so on and so forth. This was my favorite one of the game here. This set, where's the lowers? Right here. Pretty basic. You get it early on in the game. It's sort of just given to you, and both pieces help you reduce the sound of your movement, and makes you harder to spot from the enemies. Like I said, I enjoy playing a game that enables you to do some stealth maneuvers. Bum bum bum. So that was the one I kept on at most times if I had any on. You do come across some cool ones though, like this one was pretty neat. Perception duration increases the duration of perception herbs, and the bottom gain additional plant and mineral crafting resources each time you go and farm some materials. And you can see it's just cool. It's all feathers, and as Laura moves her arms, it sort of looks like she's a bird. So you do now, I definitely know I don't have all of these, but definitely a cool part of the game. You can really get into and you have to craft these. You have to go kill the animals, get the hide, whatever you need in order to craft them. But cool part of the game nonetheless. You can spend a little bit of time there, and this will be one of the parts that help lengthen the game for you if you actually choose to put the time into it. This was another one I got right at the end. This will be the last one I show you for now. But it was, Mancos, Canticoo. Where's Canticoo? Or no. Either way. Yeah, I think they go together. Evening Star, Tactical Adventure. Yeah. Manico's Boots. Cantu's Gilded Vest. Yep, these two came together, but they have different names. They're all about hunting animals. So if you were choosing to go get the special crafting materials that you need, this would help out. Predator awareness is for the lowers. Animal predators take longer to detect Laura. And then the upper gives you extra experience points from hunting. So if you are out hunting for your hides, for your crafting materials to make outfits, and you put this on, you get extra experience points out of it, which boosts your level as you're going. Pretty helpful. Alright. That pretty much takes care of the menus and the upgradable things and skills and all of that you're going to get to play the game with. Other than that, I don't have very much to say about the game. Besides, the story is pretty cool. I don't want to do it, like I said, I try not to spoil too much while playing the game. You're going to come across some cool enemies to fight. You're going to come across a few cool animals to fight as well. There is a pretty good amount of people in this board that you can stop and talk to and get some background on the culture of the people in this game. And like the area that you're in, and there are side missions as well. Now that I see this kid, I remember he was a part of a side mission. But the one thing that I didn't like about the game that you're gonna have to watch for are the dialogue boxes. When you're talking to these tribal people, they'll be talking in their language, and you get a oh, why can't I think of the word? The box with the words at the bottom. Subtitle box. Sorry, brain fart. You'll get the subtitle box, but I don't know if it's just a glitch in the game or if it's just that the language doesn't match up with ours, English. Some of the boxes, there'll be a very lengthy box there with like 2 to 3 sentences in it. It'll flash on and right back off. Wish it was something that could be fixed in the game, because as I'm doing a stream, I like to read them for everybody so they don't have to try to. And I couldn't, and I sort of gave up on it because there were so many times in the game that I was trying to read the dialogue box, and there would be 2 or 3 sentences, it would flash on, back off, and I'd be like, well, now I look like an idiot because I'm streaming this game, trying to read this for people, and it's making it seem like I can't read. So that was my biggest gripe with the game. Other than that, like I said, pretty visually awesome in my opinion for being a game that's like 2 years old. Pretty detailed with the graphics. A lot of upgradable stuff for you to put some time into. Lots and lots and lots of areas to explore. And as I said, the coolest part I think about this game for me was, like, when you get into a tomb, or even these areas out here, not quite as much, everything sort of intertwines and wraps around itself, which I found pretty neat about the game. Like, you'll be in a tomb, you will come around the corner, you'll climb up somewhere, and you'll go across the little bridge, and you'll look down, and you'll be like, oh crap, I was just down there like 10 minutes ago when I was working my way up from the bottom. Just those little things I get a kick out of when I play a game. I really enjoy it. But definitely give this game a solid 8.5 out of 10. Very fun. It was addictive for me. Not quite as addictive as Death Stranding. Again, one of the weirdest games I've played. The story makes almost no sense, but it was so addicting it pulled me in, and I love the game for that fact. I don't know, it was just weird. But anyway, back to the subject at hand, which is Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Definitely, if you haven't played it, get your ass to GameStop. Get out there, get the game, and play it if you like a good adventure. Because that is exactly what I had when playing this game. And with that being said, that's it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed, like I said. If you haven't subscribed yet, if you haven't, right? Oh, wait. Oh, right. Oh, right there. See the little TM with the subscribe below it? Click that. That will take you to subscribe to the page. Also, check me out on Twitch at TruMasterson. True without the E, Masterson. No spaces, no special characters. Just no E in True. Alright? True Masterson. No E. On Twitch. I stream there. I stream here to YouTube. I stream to DLive. And I stream to my personal Facebook page, just because that's the option I have currently using the free software I use. But definitely watch my stuff here and on Twitch. I'm trying to grow. Please support your boy, and I love you for life. And you'll get 35 years of good luck if you do subscribe. And right there it is, right there. Click that sucker, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm gonna be playing Batman Arkham City and Asylum next, just because I have never played them. So I'm digging into some older games, and we'll be reviewing those next as well. So until the next time, my people, my family, my folks, my friends, my subscribers, followers, and gamers worldwide, over and out.